Hello. So, I finished my helmet. So, we are partially way done in building our Halloween costumes. This is the way. Oh.
Now that Brian has to make his shiny.
Mm-hmm. It's going to take a long time. The earpieces, I still have to print those out. 6 hours. Diane's ears and mouthpieces, an hour. So Diane's stuff takes a lot less longer. But anyways, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Alright, we are now in the week of Halloween and we are trying to hurry and finish some stuff. So I am focusing on getting the last things done on my costume so I can help other people in the family. So out of just that sticky layered foam, I made stuff for my gloves, which are just cheap winter gloves. Added the collar, added the thigh piece to my leggings, and put stuff on my boots. I know it's supposed to be 4, but I didn't want to do a 4th one because I only had this size of foam to use. So they give the impression though. Well, my costume is basically done. I need to add one more set of elastic to my leggings to make them fit better, and then I'm done. Yay! On to getting Diane's and Brian's stuff done. Is that your helmet? Yeah! So I never actually showed the finished painted product.
Me!
So we did a black spray paint in spots, taped it over, and then the white spray paint. Then Brian hand painted the gray and the lines, and he used tape with holes in it with an X-Acto knife to do that. Then these are also 3D printed pieces, and he just used some window screen to put those in. Yeah. I think these are the only other extra pieces on that. So she fits in it. We're going to add a little bit of foam on the inside to make it more comfortable. Then right now I'm working on the rest of her thing. And here are her chest plate, which finished today, and her back plate. So those are done. You want to put your helmet on? Can you get it on? Yeah! Then you put a plate on. Here's another piece of your armor. So right now, we discussed it to save time on printing and to make them more flexible for a toddler. We are making the waist piece out of just foam. So we got some just plain white sheets of foam from Walmart. This is the back piece because there's a little belt. I decided to include the belt in the foam piece so it's just one thing. And then I made the crotch pieces. And then here's the front piece. I didn't add all the details because I figured this is enough to say Stormtrooper. It's cold outside. It's freezing cold weather. There is snow on the ground. I know, right? A week before Halloween, we got snow. And so my spray paint wasn't working outside, so we're letting it warm up inside, and then I'll have to take this outside and spray paint it again. Hopefully actually get some white. I might hand paint it a little bit just to give it a better chance of only needing one coat. So there's her little chest waist piece. And I probably will attach these to that. And these are just bedsheet clamps from the dollar store. And I figure that we already had them on hand, but they don't work very well. So I decided to use them for this project instead. So I just poked holes through the foam, and that will allow us, if it doesn't stretch easily over her body, to unclip it and clip it back on. And then I'll glue this with contact cement to the chest, the front piece that's already contact cemented, and then that will be glued to the front piece. I have to try it around her to see how far down this elastic I need to go to make it fit. So, Stormtrooper is coming together. We're printing the other pieces. Hopefully they'll all get done this week. Otherwise, we'll have to do a little bit more foam. Do we have the top chest piece and waist piece done? Yeah! We should have done her chest piece and back piece a little bigger. You look good, girl. That worked out really well. With the helmet. There's the helmet.
It'll look right.
This was one of Brian's birthday presents to Diane. See if I can get it to... Put stars on the ceiling. Oh yeah. So he did the Milky Way through the middle. And then if you look over here is Big Dipper. And down on the wall over there is a Little Dipper and the North Star. So some fun stuff. Who's 3 today? Are you 3? Is Diane 3 years old? Yeah. Alright, update on Diane's costume. We're almost there. We're so close. Okay. So we have our chest and back piece now connected, and then buttons for the shoulder pads. Woo-hoo! I'm currently letting some contact cement set so that I can add ribbons to wrap around her arms so that she can slide them on and they won't fly all over. Then we have her upper arm pieces, which do fit on her arms, and her gauntlets, which do not fit on her arms, and so Brian's going to need to cut a hole on the underside, and then we'll have to have like an elastic or something to hold it together. And then the other thing I've been working on is Diane's tummy piece, midriff piece. So we added some straps, and this is all just foam so she can bend in it. And then today I used, this is just a toilet paper roll wrapped in foam, so that's kind of fun, and then hot glued on. So we are getting her costume. We're almost finished. She has basically her top of her body done. And then we need to make these fit her arms, and we need to get her hand pieces done. Are you excited? She's playing with hot glue sticks. Is that fun? Hot glue! There we go. Still playing with hot glue. So because of the cold weather that we had last week, almost every single pumpkin in our town is soft and gone bad because it froze, including the 2 that we had out on our front porch. So instead of trying to find other pumpkins, which is really hard to do right now in our city, I decided to use some jars that we had cider in from this last weekend, and a marker. We're making ghosts instead of pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns. So I'm going to get some glow-in-the-dark sticks, and we're going to throw them in the jar, these with probably a little water at the bottom so they don't fly away. And all you needed, I just printed off a pumpkin stencil the right size, used an X-Acto knife to cut it out, and then a marker. That's all I did. It is becoming crunch time on costumes because we have a activity we wanted to go to on Friday night. So Brian still hasn't gotten hardly any of his armor done, but he doesn't have to have it ready until Saturday evening, which means I won't have as much of his help on Saturday, but thus is it. Okay, here's everything we have done for Diane's costume. The only thing we're waiting on now, I think, is her thigh pieces, or we're trying to print them. If not, I'll have to make them last minute tomorrow afternoon. Well, hopefully they'll be done in time. So the print he was working on failed, so we couldn't get both legs printed. So I made her shins out of foam, just putting some attachments on right now, and then I need to spray paint them. And then Here's her arm pieces. We decided to leave this section off so she had enough room for her arms and it was a little easier for her to move around in. So she'll just have the lower arm pieces just hanging out there. We have attached her upper arm bicep pieces to her shoulder pads so they don't flop around and get in her way, which I think will be brilliant. So she'll have to slip her arm, to put the chest piece on, slip each arm in, button it up, and then put slide her arm piece on and her gloves. I'm also going to have to make her hand plates. I just remembered I should probably do that really quick. We are getting ready to go to a trunk or treat with our church group. And Diane's putting her entire costume on for the first time.
Hi.
Hi.
You?
Yes.
This
Problem.
looks awesome, Diane. Yeah, she's not very good at gloves. If she has to go without gloves, like, it's not the end of the world. We need to put your hair up still. So we'll get some pics. So I made her whole lower half is foam, and most of the upper half, the arms and the chest and back pieces are 3D printed, but the tummy is also foam. Which is good because that means all of her movement is going to be easy. So I guess that's a good thing. She needs shoes. That's a turtleneck piece. Yeah, we gotta put your hair up.
Oh my goodness! That's amazing!
When the hayride! A ghost that you can find. Look up on the climbing the treehouse. Go look in the treehouse. Do you see the ghost in the treehouse? That's Diane's ghost because she doesn't have one yet. Here, I'll get it for you. What's down there? This is the way. The child.
Did you find your
Yes. Brian told me to. Eliza's so excited.
How did you bury him?
Well, happy Halloween. It's the end of the night. Brian's getting the kids put to bed. We hung out with some neighbors and family, so people that we interact with all the time, to be COVID safe. We didn't go trick-or-treating, but we did get to do a trunk-or-treat with our church group, which was fun. Our costumes, people loved them. Were they professional? No, they were all DIY. And could they have been better? Yeah, there are certain places where definitely they could have been better. Brian spent 2 hours today, 2 or 3 hours, just trying to throw something together today. And it turned out fine, but he did get a really cool skull on his his little helmet we printed off as someone's stencil of it, and he put it on foam. So that's cool. He still would love to print more, but our printer broke, our 3D printer. We someday do want to finish Diane's armor. We got about 60% of it printed, and when we were trying to do the legs, the printer stopped working properly, and so her legs were just foam, and then her waist piece was foam, but we were already planning on that being foam. But yeah, we would one day love to finish off that set and make it a full 3D printed Stormtrooper set. And we kept the 3D printed stuff and the waist piece because I put a lot of detail into that for her costume. So maybe we'll reuse them one year, and if we ever have a son, or because Eliza would never fit that costume. But maybe a kid down the years would like to wear a Stormtrooper costume. It definitely, foam is not a kid-friendly material. They beat up that stuff a lot. And it's definitely one that Diane didn't like wearing it for long amounts of time. She'd wear it for 30 minutes. I think she got it on, left it on for about 30 minutes to an hour today, and then was definitely ready to take it off. So I can see why they make most kid costumes out of just cloth and have it the style painted on. Kids are a lot more comfortable in that. I hope to use my Cara Dune costume another time. I packed it all away, all of it, so that hopefully I can use it again. And we're saving parts of Brian's. I hope he does want to, like I said, he wants to finish printing it at some point. But for now, we will set the Mando and Stormtrooper helmet up in fun places and remember how much work we put into a couple hours of wearing costumes. Brian did look really cool in his helmet. Here's a little snapshot of them. Oh, the child and Mando. And then we watched the first episode of the second season of Mando today. We love Mandalorian. Can you tell? Well, happy Halloween, y'all. Hopefully you had a great holiday, even with restrictions due to COVID. We actually had more trick-or-treaters this year than we have ever had living here. So that was fun. Because there weren't other activities going on, maybe more people wanted to trick-or-treat. I don't know. But it was fun to have more people show up. And that's it. That's us. Halloween 2020. Checking out.